I really don't understand when enough is enough when it comes to modern gaming these days. And I really hate seeing some people defending it more than anything and saying that, oh, if you like video games, why are you complaining about them so much and all that crap, or basically the bootlicking of modern gaming, and these people who think putting out shit games is okay for them to make millions of dollars and then flood with microtransactions. It's just insane to me that we've gotten to the point where games get delayed. So here's an example. Games, when they got delayed, was usually a good thing. Like, that was like, okay, they are taking their time, they're making sure it's going to come out great, and it's going to be absolutely amazing. Not anymore. And the reason for that is, for example, on my birthday last week, I was excited to play RoboCop Rogue City. It's a RoboCop shooter that's coming out. I'm a huge fan of RoboCop, and I absolutely cannot wait to play it. It's the one game I'm like really hyped up about, plus Payday 3, so I'm really excited to play these games. And then it was supposed to come out in June, like the original release date was June, and that's all I knew about it for a couple months. I didn't know it got pushed back to September. So here I am, all excited to play this game, and because it was coming out June 2023, so I'm like, oh my god, this is going to be the perfect birthday gift for me, and all that jazz. And then it got delayed till September 2023. In this day, I complained about it on my Discord, and one of my friend's boss told me basically, well, it's good that they delayed it. That means the game's going to be better when it comes out. We said the same thing about Cyberpunk. And a bunch of other games, and Anthem, and Redfall, and the Lord of the Rings Gollum game, and it's insane that this is no longer a thing. This is no longer what used to hype most people up, like, oh, the game got delayed, that means it's going to be even better, or they're adding stuff, or they're fixing stuff. It's no longer like that anymore. I explained this to him. I'm like, it used to make me happy to see that a game gets delayed, then getting released into a crap fest. But it doesn't happen anymore. Gollum got delayed, Redfall got delayed, Anthem got delayed, and Jedi Survivor also got delayed. Well, Jedi Survivor is a different topic, but we'll get to that in a minute. And it's just insane to me that modern gaming is just going to be games filled with bugs, period, now. And the bootlickers, and I'm sorry if I'm offending you with that term, I just don't know what else to call you at the moment, we're like, oh, every game comes out with bugs. Even old games came out with bugs. Yeah, but old games also weren't live service games. Even single-player games are now live service. You must have an internet connection to play, which is dog shit in general, because if you're not pushing microtransactions on a single-player game, please don't fucking do that. You did that with Shadow of War, and that was insane. I still can't believe that game got good reviews. It was a great game. It just shouldn't have had microtransactions in it. And now these single-player games come out buggy as hell. Like, I'll tell you right now, I remember seeing glitches and bugs in GTA San Andreas on my PS2. It could have been because of the hardware. It could have been because of the CD. It could have been a lot of things. But I never had a bug that was game breaking, and that's what we seem to be running into a lot lately, is there are games coming out now that are just simply game breaking bugs that need to be patched before we can play them. Our first one that I want to talk about today is the Star Wars Jedi Survivor PC port. Now, I was extremely lucky. I felt like the biggest issue I ran into was frame drops and graphics drops, or whatever the correct terminology would be for that. Basically, I could never get the game to run at 60 FPS. I could not, even though I had the specs for it, I was above the specs for it, I could not get this game to run at 60 FPS for the life of me. Unfortunately, that's all I had to deal with. But I could never see this game in crisp, clear 4K, which was really annoying. But there were a lot of people who weren't as fortunate as me and ran into issue after issue with the game. Just stuff disappearing, bugs just popping out like crazy. All these things, game-breaking bugs. And that's when the PC reviews started getting mixed reviews, because on PC, the game was garbage. And I can already hear the console boys saying like, oh, well, you should have just played on console because on console it was working fine. look, there might have been some people that had the game perfectly, but even people on console were having issues. And you know the worst part, and this is why I'm making this video, because someone made a compilation on them, an apology message was released. Like saying, hey, we're sorry the game came out like this. You knew the game was going to be like this, and you still pushed it out. Now, I also understand, and we'll actually jump into Cyberpunk. Cyberpunk had the same issue. They sent so many, we're delaying it to make it better. And then in the end, the game ran like dog shit. In the end, y'all gotta admit that. So, they released another apology thing. When it comes to Cyberpunk versus Jedi Survivor, though, Cyberpunk, there's a lot of speculation that, A, the corporate people or the business people told them to release the game. There is too much hype, people are getting angry with how long they have to wait. Release the game. I firmly believe that is exactly what happened, because I'm fairly certain they admitted it. But it's still insane to me that it did happen. It's insane to me that I can almost guarantee a business person didn't look at the game and just said, can you just get it out already? It's been like 5 years. We need to get going. We cannot delay it again. And then when it came out, it got backlash. It's like my friends always say, a good game delayed can still be good, but a game released like shit is going to always have been released like shit. And it leaves an impact on people. People still talk about the release of Cyberpunk 2077. It was that bad. Like, seriously. I don't know anyone that could defend what happened there. And Jedi Survivor, like I said, it had... Most people had some issues. Most people had small issues, but then there were people that had major issues. And it baffles me that game developers think they get away... They know they get away with this because people still buy these games and then wonder why nothing changes. But my question is, why is the quality of these games so bad now? Like, I don't get it. Games are supposed to be getting better and better, right? We have better graphics, we have better this, we have better that. We've learned over the years. And a lot of people will say it's, you just can't please everyone. Bugs are not a thing that you can just ignore. That's why there's so many patches after a game is released to try to fix these things that shouldn't be there in the first place. Technology is a lot harder now, or technology makes making games more difficult. I believe that to a certain degree, but now we have indie developers that can just use the Unreal Engine made by Epic and just pump out games. And yes, they're on a smaller scale, but sometimes they're not, and there are people who are competing with AAA games who are just making them with a small team. Why can the small team do it and not the $1 million company that pays people to make these games and make them work? It doesn't make any sense. Another game that just recently came out that was published by Bethesda, wasn't made by Bethesda, is Redfall. Redfall is just fucking garbage. Now, that's a garbage of a game itself, just gameplay-wise and stuff, but it was released with bugs and issues. I don't think there was anything game-breaking, but it was pretty rough from what I saw from Angry Joe's review. And once again, the Bethesda corporate, or we'll just say they're corporate, looked at this game and said, yeah, that's fine, send it out. Microsoft just bought Bethesda, and I believe this is the first game made by Bethesda, or not made by Bethesda, but like Microsoft's involved in it, is what I'm trying to say. And this is what comes out? Not only that, it was locked at 30 FPS. Isn't the whole reason the Xbox Series X to pump out 60 FPS games, and your first game with Bethesda is fucking locked at 30? Starfield, before anyone mentions Starfield's going to be locked at 30 FPS, that's a totally different... I would say that's a different subject, because that game's been being made forever. Like, they probably didn't even think of 30 FPS at the time for consoles. Hell, we probably will barely get it on PC. That's another thing, too. Oh my god, if Starfield releases bad, like if we get a Cyberpunk release, I think with how much people are excited for Starfield and how many people are like, this game's gonna be my life, I'm gonna just play this game like forever, like, I think gamers might actually like explode. Dude, there is so much hype for this game, and I hope to God it comes out good, but god damn it, Microsoft, you better make sure they play test this thing. And I don't think they can delay it anymore. I think 2024 is it, and they're gonna be like, we need to push it or not. And it's just insane to me. So back to Redfall. Yeah, it's just like, why do these games come out so bad? It's the same question over and over again. And I keep hearing these. I feel like they're excuses. Games are bigger and require a lot more work and a lot more, like, just effort. And it's like, okay, that's awesome that it requires more effort. It's keeping people employed. But where's the team that playtests these games and gets these bugs fixes? Hell, I know there's content creators out there or playtesters that do it for free just to play the game early. I signed up for the early access for RoboCop Rogue City. You can bet your ass if I see any bugs, I will happily report it to them because I want that game to succeed. I really do. It's been a long time since RoboCop's been in the front face. I'm not counting MK11. And I swear to God, if it fails while having Peter Weller, the original voice of RoboCop, being the voice of RoboCop, somehow fucking fails, I'm gonna lose my shit, dude. Because there will never be another RoboCop related thing ever again. This is like the only chance it's got. And then let's talk about the biggest elephant in the room. Of course, there was a lot of bad stuff that happened during development. Anthem. And the reason I'm even bringing up Anthem at this time is because, honestly, I've been looking at some old gameplay of it. God damn it, dude. Can a developer just pick up, not Anthem itself, but pick up the gameplay of it? Because anyone who played Anthem will tell you right now, the gameplay was solid, dude. It was so nice. The mechs or the suits, whatever they were called, it's been a long time. They all felt so good to play. Like, that's the one thing I miss is the gameplay. I actually thought about buying Anthem again, but apparently it's so dead that you wouldn't be able to do anything because that game was so heavily multiplayer focused. But because that game came out, basically garbage, oh my god, does anyone remember you needed to wait through a 10-minute loading screen every fucking time you went somewhere? It was bad, and Angry Joe made fun of it so hard in his review. He made fun of it so hard it started to irritate me. I started skipping through his review because he just kept doing the loading screen joke. And I'm like, oh my god, I just want to watch the fucking review. And it's just stuff like that. Like, why do these people keep getting away with it? And I understand, like, oh, speak with your wallet and stuff. I understand why people still buy these games. These developers are making games that people obviously want. We wanted Jedi Survivor. Jedi Survivor was amazing. I don't know who wanted the Gollum game, I'm going to be 100% honest, but I know there's Lord of the Rings fans out there that would love games based on that world, especially the old PS2 games they had. It was amazing. I know Cyberpunk was super hyped up, and honestly, the little bit I played of Cyberpunk, I'll beat it one day, I promise. I'm really trying. It's the little bit I played, it's really good. Like, it feels smooth, but I also waited like 3 years after all the shit went down. Redfall, there's no saving Redfall, I'm going to be 100% honest. And then Anthem is just, I'll end with Anthem saying, what a wasted potential. It really is. And it's really annoying. I don't know what we could do to basically fix gaming, modern gaming. But honestly, I just hope someone gets their heads out of their asses and stops with all the bullshit when it comes to bugs. Like, games on release day should be accessible and playable. And it shouldn't be, oh, you need a day one patch to even open the main menu. Oh, you you installed it? Well, sorry, there's a day one patch before you can even touch it. Oh, you pre-installed? That really sucks. It's insane to me that gaming is like this, and I just wanted to talk about it a little bit, because honestly, it is very, very annoying. I'm scared for RoboCop Rogue City. It looks great, but we'll test it out in the beta. I just don't want the game to come out and then I have to wait like another 5 days because I can't even open the loading screen or something. It just shouldn't be allowed. No game should be so bad that you can't beat it. Plain and simple. Obviously, there's going to be small bugs here and there. Look at Bethesda, Skyrim, all that shit. I'm talking about the game-breaking bugs, not the small ones that, you know, you might make your character look funny with his arm being twisted into the nebula. But yeah, that's all I want to talk about for this week. Just wanted to hear what your guys' opinions are on when it comes to game-breaking bugs on modern gaming and how they just keep shipping these games out and they're like, yeah, we'll fix it in post. What else are we gonna do? If you guys like this conversation that I talked about you with, please do me a favor and like and subscribe. We're so close to 400 subscribers, and I would love to make it at least by the end of the year. And that would just be awesome. Join the business Discord below, and I will see you all next week.